Hi everyone, my name is Gianna Tardo.
My name is Erica Clement.
I'm Ron Kudong.
I'm Amber Smith.
I'm Marissa Altshaker, and we're Team One. Our company is Foodies of PSU. Please enjoy this video to learn a little bit about our team.
1, 2, 3, 4. La 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 la. Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, the evening TV. How did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me please. 'Cause this whole world is just really confusing me. Everybody eventually says that they're as lost as you. So everybody shout it together. Hey, don't sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a face, somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. There's a heart everywhere you look, yeah. When you're lost down there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, yeah. When you're lost down there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, la 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 la.
We're going to teach you about the importance of creativity and innovation by discussing the importance of purpose. We also are going to talk about the 6 I's that include identify, ignite, investigate, invest, implement, and improve. The model of this is circular, not linear, so you can move back and forth between all of the I's we're going to talk about. This helps managers and leaders lead teams more effectively, and your big challenge in life is to find out your purpose. We all have personal and collective purposes, and it's something exists because it has that purpose. Purpose should create value and answer the question, why am I here? Gianna's going to start us off with the first I.
Thank you, Marissa, for your introduction. The first I in our 6 I's model is identify. Identifiers are able to identify opportunities from challenges. The profile of an identifier consists of many different strengths, weaknesses, do's, and don'ts. The strengths of an identifier include visualizing and imagining the future, identifying trends and patterns, seeing what opportunities they offer that others may not see, being curious and having a desire to learn, having a positive outlook, seeing opportunities when others see problems, being outward thinking, and expanding your network of people. On the other hand, some challenges that identifiers face consist of only seeing the big picture and missing the details, looking towards the future but not focusing also on the present, being easily bored, or being too abstract and conceptual, and finding it hard to communicate to others so they understand and are inspired. When communicating with identifiers, it is important to be open-minded to possibilities and opportunities, let them explore and stimulate their imagination and visions, or encourage them to trailblaze and pioneer. It is also important to make sure that you do not narrow down their discovery zones or focus on the present. Force them to work on maintaining current systems and processes, and limit them to their ordinary and mundane or restrained thinking day-to-day challenges. The skills of identifiers are a lot in line with their strengths. They can discover opportunities from challenges, understand trends to spot new opportunities, enable others to look for other possibilities by providing direction, and always see the positive. The mindset of an identifier based on all these traits is someone that has a compelling desire to learn or experience something new based on their curiosity. In our 3rd lab this semester, we were tasked to expand our network and build an Instagram profile to build up a following and reach new ideas and people. In this lab, we learned new ways to expand our team's network and ended up gaining the largest following in our class through posting on social media accounts, cold calling accounts that may be interested in ours, and reaching out to our friends and families. As we mentioned in the introduction, purpose lies in the middle of the 6 I's of an entrepreneur. And the larger purpose of all these components is to be more creative and innovative. Identifiers carry traits that allow them to make opportunities from problems in a creative and innovative way. I'm now going to hand it over to Erica, who's going to tell us about igniters.
Thank you, Gianna, for sharing the I for identify. I'll now be discussing the next I, which is ignite. Igniters are generators of new ideas that have creative energy and are very future-oriented people. Some strengths that the igniter profile hold are seeking new knowledge, being original thinkers, oftentimes the first one to come up with a new idea, and are not afraid to challenge themselves or others. To contrast, some challenges that the igniter may face include becoming distracted with too many ideas. They can sometimes act without thinking, and they do not always follow through with the ideas that they come up with. When discussing how to communicate with and manage igniters, there are a few do's and don'ts. Some things that you should do when dealing with igniters are encourage them to talk about lots of new ideas, build on their ideas, involve them in brainstorming, and talk about possibilities as well as opportunities. Some things to avoid when communicating with igniters include being dismissive of their ideas, monitoring their every move, asking them to do routine work, or deconstruct their ideas too quickly. The skills of an igniter include being broad-minded, motivating for others, connecting ideas together, and generating possibilities. The igniter mindset believes that the world and our educational system promotes left-brain thinking, but is able to recognize that creative problem-solving requires right-brain thinking as well. For this particular unit, we completed the Igniter Lab, which challenged us to sell our artwork online and receive bids on our artwork. The lab challenged us to excite others about our work and get them on board with our sales. We recognize how this lab is related to igniters because we were very forward-focused ourselves and excited with each new idea that we've come up with. Each I has a purpose, but the igniter purpose is a particularly important one because not only does it excite us as individuals to be creative and innovative, it also has the ability to excite those around us. Next, Marissa will share the I for investigate.
Thanks, Erica, for explaining the I Ignite and how it links to our purpose. Now, when we're discussing the investor profile, we're going to talk about the skills and mindset. Investigate is the first I so far that focuses on others and what they want instead of ourselves. Strengths of an investigator are focused on researching, analyzing, and assessing ideas that are useful, not just novel. They test and validate their ideas and do so with customers and stakeholders, and also encourage exploration and questioning. Challenges of an investigator include continually seeking validation, stalling, and needing answers. We explored this when discussing the man who delayed starting his blog because he thinks he needs more information. But we learned that action is more important. Investigators might also be dismissive of ideas of others, be too quick to judge, and jump to and stick with assumptions. When communicating with an investigator, you do want to talk about detail and be thorough, encourage them to test their ideas with customers, present ideas systematically, and invite critical thinking while giving them space to research and explore. On the other hand, you don't want to lack enthusiasm, jump into ideas without doing a little bit more research, or crowd their thinking with too many ideas. The skills include being analytical and structured, thinking through answers, continuing to question and engaging with their customers to find a need in the market. An investigator's mindset can be related to the missing kid who was found in the tree. The kid said, "Dad, life is so hard and complicated, I had to get away and think. This is my thinking tree." Action all the time is not always the right thing to do. We all need a thinking tree. They also always consider their customers, listen to them, and ask them questions. In the Snowflake and Bike Helmet Labs, we looked at the broader context of how to take an idea to market. We learned about the importance of thinking things through, like how we would split up roles in producing snowflakes. We also learned to avoid rushing into implementation by cutting the snowflakes before knowing what our customers actually wanted, and then understanding why our products weren't selling. In the Bike Helmet Lab, we learned about the importance of creative thinking and why teams must work together. Our team had a great idea and prototype, but we struggled with displaying the idea and explaining exactly what our idea did and how it works. Investigate and purpose go together because oftentimes people lose sight of their purpose and big picture by thinking they have a lack of information. This I of the 6 I's is most frequently overlooked by businesses, so performing customer discovery and not rushing implementation is very important. Now Runke will discuss the profile of an investor.
Thanks, Marissa. So investors are strong at taking complex information and making decisions. understanding whether a business model might work, and being pragmatic under stressful conditions. They judge when and where to allocate time, money, people, and other resources, and influence other people and organizations to support ideas and create partnerships. However, they may not recognize the need to ask for information, not all of which is quantifiable, may not to allocate funds properly, and may put too many demands to limited resources. To effectively communicate with and manage investors, it is important to have a business plan and model. Be courageous and bold, and show how your idea fills a customer or market need. However, overinflating assumptions or having unrealistic expectations, having an untested, vague idea are things to avoid. Investors must critically evaluate and make decisions on business plan, keep cool and be decisive despite troubles, know when and where resources should be provided, and be able to convince others to collaborate. They must also be able to venture into the unknown regardless of challenges. For investor mindset, investors must have the courage and confidence to walk the path with dead ends and disasters, recognizing that victory and success often come after failure. For the lab, we watched Shark Tank and learned about the significance of taking risks and having passion for your product when investing. The lab emphasizes the importance of investing creativity, innovation, and thinking outside the box, as well as the effective communication with potential investors. Lastly, purpose and invest. Purpose is closely tied to invest. Invest refers to time, effort, resources, and that we commit to achieving our goals and realizing our purpose. When we have a clear purpose, it becomes easier to invest in things that matter most to us. Our purpose provides a sense of direction and focus, allowing us to prioritize our investments and make decisions that align with our values and goals. Now that we have discussed invest, Amber will go into more details on the last two I's: implement and improve.